Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. So in this video we're going to be starting paper 3 from the ICT IGCSE course, and we're going to be doing a February-March 2020 paper. So paper 3 is a practical paper which is 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and in this video we're going to be doing data analysis, which is the spreadsheet section. So let's go down to page 2. So you've been supplied with the following source files. So if I go to my folder, you can see we have the different file types and files shown in the exam paper. Okay, so let's go forward to the evidence document. So for the evidence document, we need to create a new word process document, and we need to make sure we include, or you include, your name, center number and candidate number on every page. So you can include this information in the header, and when you're saving the evidence document, you need to save it into your work area as M20_evidence followed by your candidate number. So I will include 1, 2, 3, 4. You will need your evidence document during the examination to place screenshots when required. So to create your evidence document, you can just simply go to right click your mouse, go to new, select Microsoft Word document, enter the name and then your candidate number. Double click the evidence document to open up. And then what we need to do is insert a header to include the candidate details. So you click on Insert, Header, and I always select the option which gives us 3 columns. So I'm going to insert my name first. And then I'm going to include a center number. So in this example I'll use 5, 6, 7, 8. And then my candidate number 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously in the exam you refer to your own details. Save the changes, and yeah, we've done the first part. So remember, the evidence document will be used to place screenshots when required. Okay, so make sure you have all of the source files before you start the exam. Okay, so it should be 7 files in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not including the evidence document. 5, 6, 7. So the evidence document is the one we just created now. Right, so now we're going to start the spreadsheet part. So task 2, data analysis. So you're going to prepare a spreadsheet for Just Drive for Rust. This company takes divers on trips to shipwrecks, and each trip has 2 dives. To make sure divers are safe on their trips, they have to calculate how long they can safely stay under the water at certain depths when breathing nitrox, which is a mixture of nitrogen and oxygen. Okay, so what we need to do for question 1, we need to open and examine the 2 CSV files shown here in a suitable spreadsheet package. Okay, so we need to open up these 2 files. Let's go to our source folder. So there's the first one and the second one. So whilst those files are opening up, we need to save the dive planner file as a spreadsheet, okay, with the file name planner underscore followed by your center number and then your candidate number. Okay, so it's going to be planner underscore center number, so I'll use 5, 6, 7, 8, then underscore candidate number, I'll use 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me just copy this. So this is dive planner, you can see the name up here. And this is the second CSV, or the recs.csv file. So I think this one probably will be used for a VLOOKUP, and it looks like this is where we're going to be entering our formulas into this sheet here. So let me save this first of all, and it's really important you save as an Excel workbook, so not as a CSV file. Excel workbook, enter the name, so planner underscore, enter your center number, so I'll use 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the candidate number. If you save it as an Excel workbook, if for some reason your Excel does shut down and you open up your work again, you should see your formulas. If you save it as a CSV file, then you'll only save the values and you'll lose your formulas. Make sure you're saving it into your source folder. Yeah, as an Excel workbook, double check the name. Was it a lowercase p for planner? Yes. Save the changes, And let's look at the next part. Okay, so we've done that. Insert a new row between the rows containing planned dive time and safe. Let me have a look. So planned dive time and safe. Yep, so we need to insert a new row in between planned dive time and safe. So we just right click on a 10 and we click on insert. Okay, what do we need to do here? Okay, well that's it for now. So insert a new row between the rows containing, okay, we've done that. Format the top of the spreadsheet to look like this. So you can see A to C looks like it's been merged. Let's have a look. So it's not been merged here, so we need to merge these cells. So highlight the cells and click on merge and center. And you can see we need to increase the row height. I think that looks fine. And then let's format the cell as well. So it's going to have a black background, the text will be white, and it looks like they've used a serif font. So let's change the color of the background, change the color of the text, increase the size of the text. Let me have a look. Maybe you can make this a little bit smaller. Center line of text, and let's make this into a serif font. So I'm going to go for Times New Roman. Just make the text slightly smaller because there seems to be in the print screen more space on each side. So yep, happy with that. Second row, you can see second and fourth row, we need to reduce the size of the rows. So let's make it 5.25, and the fourth row 5.25. You don't need to be specific for the sizes, just look at the picture. Yeah, that's fine. This row here, the third row, looks a little bit bigger. So let's increase the row height. And you can see it's been merged across. The background is grey, the text color is black. So we need to merge the two cells first of all. The background is like a dark grey. The text is black. And again, it looks like a serif font. So we'll go for Times New Roman. And we're going to center line it in the cell and make it slightly bigger, I think. Let me have a look. And it looks like it's bold as well, so let me just make this bold. Yep, I'm happy with that. And there seems to be a border on the outside which is slightly thicker. So I'm going to apply a border, a thick outside border. Yep, I'm happy with that. Just going to increase the size of these cells here. Yep, and I'm happy with that. Okay. Dive 1, dive 2 seem to be bold. Center aligned. Do we need to change anything else? No, that's fine. Format the cells, or format the merged cells A1 to have white text on a dark blue background. Okay, so what we need to do is click here. White text on a dark blue background, and let's click on the paint bucket, select dark blue. Okay, so that's the first one done. Format the merged cells in B3, so it's these two cells, to have black text on a pale blue background. So we're going to select a slightly lighter color, not that cell, we need to click here. A slightly lighter shade of blue, that will do. save the spreadsheet, and this is a total of 11 marks here. So even if you don't do anything else and you can get this done, that's still 11 marks. So you need to make sure you're checking for the smallest details. I know in previous videos I've missed out doing this part here for row 2 and 4, where you have to reduce the size of the row height, and make sure you're formatting the text as shown. Just want to look at this one here. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got Times New Roman, serif fonts, and we've got the alignment right. Yep, I'm happy with that. Let me save the changes. Okay, and we can move forward now to question 2. Okay, so we're going to place your name, center number and candidate number left aligned in the header. So let's go back to Excel. To insert a header, you need to click on Insert, and if you can't see the icon, you can also search for it. So let's type in header and footer. Click on the icon. So left aligned, we're going to include your name, center number, and then your candidate number. Okay, and in the footer you're going to place the text last edited on. So let me just copy and paste this text, followed by an automated date center aligned in the footer. So if I click on go to footer, click on the center part, enter the text. Obviously in the exam you'd have to type this information, and then because we want to include the automated date, click on this icon here, current date, and to get back to normal view you click on any cell, you go to view, normal, and obviously scroll up to see your information. And obviously the header and footer details don't appear here, but don't panic. If you go to file, print preview, you can see the candidate details appears at the top and the footer details appear center aligned at the bottom. So you can check the second page, yep, we can see the same details. Save the changes and let's move forward. So that's question 2 done. Question 3, in cell B7 use a function to look up the rec name. So where is B7 first of all? B7 is this cell here, so B7. Okay, use the rec code cell for this div for the lookup value, and file rec.csv for the array. So you can see we have no code here. There should be a code, but we don't have one. If I go to my CSV file, you can see here's the codes here, and there's columns A, B, C, D, and here's what we need to be looking up, the name. So just for this example, I'm going to type in A for the code, just to make sure the VLOOKUP is working, and later on I may change it to something else. Okay, so we got a lookup value now. We need to look up the name using this lookup value, using this CSV file. Okay, so let's do this. Equal, let me just see if there's anything else. Yeah, so use a rec code for this div for the lookup value, and a file rec.csv for the array. Yep, so I'm just double checking the question. Lookup value A. Obviously remember that's just an example I put in. Table array is going to be from this sheet here. Highlight your lookup value, go to the second column which includes the names, and highlight all of the information shown, so all of the codes and names. And since it's an external sheet, there's no need to lock since it's been done for you. Comma, the column index we want to refer to the second column which includes the names, and it's going to be an exact match, which means if you see H, then this name will be shown exactly. Close your bracket, press enter, and you can see we've got albatross, which basically comes from, yeah, so the code was A, the name was albatross. If you change it to B, then we should see this one here. You can test it if you want. Yeah, so let's just pull it back to A. That's fine for now. Save your changes. Right, so that's that question done, and that was 8 marks. So take your time when you are answering these questions. Question 4. In cell B8, use the function to look up the depth of the div. So where is B8 first of all? B8 is this cell here, so B8. Okay, use the code, the rec code for a cell for this div for the lookup value, and a file rec for CSV for the array. So again, you can see we're going to use this dummy code, and we're going to be looking up the third column now instead. So let's do the VLOOKUP. Lookup value will be this rec code, comma, the table array will be this external sheet here. Start the code, go to the third column, and you can see it's automatically absolute cell reference is locked in since it's an external sheet. Comma to get to column index, and this time we want to refer to the third column, which refers to the def. So 3, and again we want the exact match. So A should return 16 from the third column. Close your bracket, press enter. Yes, that's done now. Replicate the functions using steps 3 and 4 for both divs. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to insert maybe A again. And to replicate, I hope this works, if I just drag this across like this, and this across like this, you can see we're now looking up this cell here using the same details as shown before. So same table array which was locked, and we looked up the second column. And for this example here, we're looking up this again, same table array, but this time it was the third column. So there's no need to do the VLOOKUP again. You can change the letter. Yeah, this is right. Just let me check if this is right. Yeah, 34. Yeah, happy with that. Save your changes. So some people may end up doing a VLOOKUP again 2 times. Obviously there's no point. You can simply go to the bottom corner and drag it across. Okay, so that's that done. And obviously there's only one mark available, so that tells you you're not expected to do the formulas again. It is safer to do the deepest dive first. Just drive for rust once an error message displayed if the second dive is deeper than the first. So remember, we have details for 2 dives. Okay, this is how the depth of the first dive and the second dive here. So we want to show an error message basically if this is greater than this one here. So yeah, so question 6, merge cells B11 to C and C11. So let me do that first of all. B11 is here, and we want to merge B11 to C11, so click on merge and center. And let me read the question again. So in this merge cell, use the formula to display the text unsafe, second dive is deeper. Let me just copy this. If the second planned dive will be deeper than the first. So what we need to do is use an if statement. Okay, so basically if it's true, if this here dive is greater, dive 2 is greater than dive 1, then we want to show the error message shown here. If the second planned dive will be deeper than the first, or to display yes if this is not the case. So it's going to be an if statement, so let's type in equal if. The logical test is going to check if the second dive is greater than the first dive, comma, if this is true, in speech marks because we want to show some text. I'm going to click up here. Let me just go back up here. Yeah. So obviously you'd write this out. So I've just been copy and pasting because I can from the paper. So this is your true statement. Close your speech mark. So if this cell here, C8, remember or look at the colors, this is blue, greater than this cell here which is red, then this true statement will be shown. If this is not the case, let's get to the false. Press comma. If it's not true, then we want to show yes. And just before I press enter, you should be expected to see the true statement because the number here is greater than the number shown here. Press enter and increase the size of the columns so you can see the message in full. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let me double click again. You got the logical test, which checks to see if the second div is greater than this div here. If it's true, this is the error message, unsafe second div is deeper. If it's not true, then obviously yes will be shown. Okay, so this is done now. Format this merged cell to have a red background with white text only if the message unsafe second div is deeper is displayed in it. Okay, so we need to use some conditional formatting. Okay, so only if this text is shown will the background go to red and the text will be white. So we need to use conditional formatting. So if I click on conditional formatting, cell rules, if it's equal to or contains, or let's do equal to, let's copy this text in. It's going to be formatted like this. So I want to go to custom format. The fill will be red and the font should be white. Let's press OK. And actually, before press enter, what do we need to do? We need to take a screenshot of this. That we've done the conditional formatting. So for evidence 1, place in your evidence document a screenshot that shows how you applied the formatting to this merged cell. Okay, so let me go to my evidence document. Evidence 1. And I'm going to show a few different screenshots here. Yeah. If we go back to Excel, let's take this print screen first of all. If you want to use the snipping tool, it's up to you, whatever you guys feel more comfortable using. Let me crop off the parts which I don't need. Let's make this a bit bigger. And then I'm just going to show the custom part as well. So we go to custom format. We can show the color was selected. I'll crop in a second. Let me do the last print screen, and the fill was selected as well as red. And let's crop off the parts which we don't need. Again, snipping tool is great if you're used to using it. If you want to use it, it's like I said, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. Since day one I've been doing it like this. Maybe it's a bit longer, but I think I'm more comfortable doing it like this now, I guess. Why's my toolbar disappeared? Let's pin it into place and crop this part off as well. There we go. So make sure your screenshots are nice and clear. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Save your changes for the evidence document. Go back to Excel. You can press OK. You can press OK. Done. Let me just test it actually first of all. So I want to choose something lower. So is there any numbers lower than 16? So this is 14. So let's make the lookup value n. So obviously this is safe because this value here is not greater than this value here. Okay, so it's good to type in test values to check to see what you're doing is correct. Save again. And now we're going to be printing. So save your spreadsheet, print cells A1 to C11. So from A1 to C11, which is basically up to here, of your spreadsheet showing a formula. Okay, so we need to go to formulas, show formulas, and it's really important you open up the columns to show the formulas in full, and we're going to print it in landscape. row and column headings are going to be displayed. The contents of these cells are fully visible and can be easily read. So yep, all of the information is shown. Let me highlight, yep, A1 to C11. You go to File, Print, Landscape. Okay, let's go to Scaling, Custom Scaling Options. We need to select the row and column headings. And I'm just checking to see if there's any requirements for how many pages we're going to print to. So print only cells A1 to C11 off your spreadsheet showing the formula. Make sure it's in landscape. Row and column headings are displayed. If I go back to scaling and go to custom scaling options, I think we can fit it to 1 page wide, 1 page tall. Then we just see, and also we just want to print the selection. Yep, so yep, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And you can send this to the printer. Obviously make sure your candidate details appear in the top left and the date appears in the bottom center in the footer. Okay, so that's your first printout. If you do spot any mistakes, you can go ahead and you can print again. Okay. Formulas, let me just take off the formulas now. So that's that part done. Okay, use the spreadsheet to plan dives with the rect codes A and then O. So let me change the values. So A is fine. Let's change the second one to O. It should be opal. Let me just check the details are correct. 26. So opal 26. That's fine. This value is still greater than this value, so this is right still. So what do we need to do? We need to save the spreadsheet and print cells A1 to C11. Making sure the values, let me say that again, print only cells A1 to C11 of your spreadsheet showing the values. So let's highlight A1 to C11. So obviously the values are shown and we need to make sure it fits to a single page, row and column headings are not displayed, and the contents of these cells are fully visible and can be easily read. Okay, so let's go to File and Print. Let's take off the row and column headings. So click on here, Custom Scaling Options, Sheet, take it off. Is it meant to be, it doesn't mention anything about portrait or landscape. So we just want to print the selection, which is right, we've already got that. Row and column headings are not displayed, contents of these cells are fully visible and can be easily read. We can make it portrait, it doesn't really make a difference. And you can print this off. Okay, so that's your first printout. Again, make sure your candidate details appear, the footer details appear, it fits on 1 page. Like I said, it doesn't really matter if it's landscape or portrait. Some exam papers are very specific, and this one, it's up to you. So that's the first, or the second printout, the first set of values which are printed out. Okay, and then let me just highlight this. And then the final printout, use a spreadsheet to plan dives with the rect codes O and then A. So we type in here O and then A. Obviously now this is not greater than this, so therefore the yes is showing, and you can see the conditional formatting has gone off, so that's perfect. Save your spreadsheet, print cells, only cells A1 to C11. Okay, so again, make your selection and go to File and Print. Print out fits on a single page, row and column headings are not displayed, contents of these cells are fully visible. Again, check your candidate details. Yep, candidate details, fully visible. Yep, again, it's up to you. Stick to the same orientation. If you printed the last one portrait, then just print this one portrait as well. And you can send it to the print. If you do receive your printout, don't move on until you've checked for any mistakes. even with the formulas, if you do spot a mistake, just go back, fix the mistake, and then print it again. Right, we've come to the end of the spreadsheet section of this exam paper. It was relatively straightforward compared to other exam papers which I've seen. Maybe the challenging part was probably the if statements and the conditional formatting. So we've come to the end of this paper. Please drop your comments below. Please like and share this video. Good luck with your exams. Thank you for your time again.